What is up, Jaguars fans? I wanted to start this video off by congratulating you guys on making it through yet another treacherous off season. But now training camp has officially begun today. And the best thing about training camp is that we are that much closer to the NFL season starting. So a lot of different things happened today. So we're going to get into all the things involving the Jaguars training camp in this video. So for all time's sake, let's get it. So to kick off Jaguars training camp, the viral video of the day was Jalen Ramsey having his entrance into training camp, and he came in there in a Brinks truck, and he is actually used to coming in different kind of funny entrances. Of course, when he went back into OTAs, when he reported for minicamp, he came in with kind of a music video walking into the facilities. And then this time, he unloads with a Brinks truck. And honestly, this caused a lot of controversy, people saying, Jalen shouldn't be doing this, Jalen shouldn't be doing that. But really, this is good for the team. The Jaguars, and really the last decade, have failed to have a very marketable player. And nowadays, with the social media era, with millennials like me buried into their phones, watching the same old cliche, basic girls basically doing boomerangs of cheersing their drinks, watching the same viral puppy videos, and things like that, we need a player like Jalen Ramsey, a marketable player, to be able to bring some attention to the Jaguars. Now, with this whole entrance of the Brinks truck, I would have been somebody that would have tabled this. I would have put this in my back pocket and used it at a different time. I think the best time for this Brinks truck's entrance would have been, let's say Jalen Ramsey was Ngakoue this year, and Ngakoue, he's holding out a little bit, and finally, August 2nd comes, and he signs his big mega deal. Then the following day, when he actually reports to the facility, if Ngakoue were to come in a Brinks truck after signing a big mega deal, I think that would be tremendous. And if Jalen Ramsey would have done the same thing, that's the route I would have done. Instead of coming in with a Brinks truck this time, I would have done something different. Maybe parachuted in with the 2.0 on the parachute. Or maybe coming into training camp on a live Jaguar. Okay, maybe that's a little bit too far, but you get the point. He could have come up with something different. I would have tabled this entrance for another time, but that's just me. Now, as we all know, Ngakoue is holding out to start the training camp sessions. And I'm not going to go over this too much because I made a video a couple days ago about the Ngakoue situation. If you guys haven't seen the video yet, there's going to be a banner right over my head. You can click on that and watch the video, maybe open in a new tab, wait for this video to be done, and then watch that. So I'm not going to go over that too much in this video. Now, there was another development in the whole story. NFL reporter Tom Pelissero, which is actually the first time I've actually ever heard of this guy, came out with a report saying that the Jaguars offered him a deal, a short-term deal, offering him over $19 million per year and over $50 million in the first 2 years. So I'm figuring what the Jaguars did was they offered him a contract, a really front-loaded contract, to give him a big signing bonus, because the Jaguars have done this in years past. They give a player a big boost and a signing bonus, which kind of gives them a lot of relief on the cap. Being that we have a very rich owner, it allows us to do this. And Ngakoue, I guess, declined this because I think he wants a deal more in the range of $21 million a year, similar to the deal that DeMarcus Lawrence got from the Cowboys and Frank Clark got for the Kansas City Chiefs. So really with this, Ngakoue is looking for that bigger deal. I think the Jaguars giving him a short-term deal kind of has their sights set on Josh Allen being able to produce into the player that he is projected to be, and maybe them saying, okay, we don't need two pass rush specialists. We need to maybe allocate some of this money elsewhere. So that might be the Jaguars' line of thinking. Next on the list is that Telvin Smith was officially placed on the reserve/retired list. As we all know, in May, he announced that he's going to step out for a year. And with him being put on a reserve/retired list, he technically still can come back if he wants to, although at this point, I don't see it happening. And with this, the Jaguars actually got some cap relief. They're going to save $9.5 million off the cap this year, which increases our total available cap to $18.5 million, which is obviously a big increase in money. So that does help us a little bit in that situation. Now we will go ahead and move on to the PUP list, the physically unable to perform list. Marquise Lee was the first guy put on this list. Obviously, Marquise Lee suffered a devastating knee injury week 3 of the 2018 preseason after KZ gave him a helmet to the knee, and he really just messed up his knee. He had to have torn his ACL, MCL, all that stuff, and he is still in recovery mode. Another player is Jaguars left tackle Cam Robinson. Cam Robinson suffered an ACL tear in week 2 of the 2018 season against the Patriots, so he missed pretty much the entire 2018 season. So he's going to be doing some work on the side. And also Reichwell Armstead was initially put on the PUP list, but he has been lifted from it, and he is full go at practices, so all that is good. Now, amongst these players on the PUP list between Marquise Lee and Cam Robinson, the guy I'm most worried about is Cam Robinson. Now, I think Cam Robinson, his rookie year, I thought a lot of people kind of overrated the type of player that he was, but at the same time, he was a rookie, and he did show some good stuff. I wasn't at all impressed with his 2018 season. He was, in my opinion, just bad in the preseason. He was out of shape. Which is a general tendency with some of these players from Alabama, because they are such a football dynasty program where they pretty much run these guys like machines, and they pretty much sanction their whole entire schedule from when they wake up to when they go to bed. And a lot of times when you have that a little bit of freedom of the NFL, you have to be a lot more disciplined. And I worry that this was with Cam Robinson. Now, Cam Robinson has gone through a whole lot of not playing football. And when you look at it, we are 45 days until we kick off the season against the Kansas City Chiefs. So we need Cam Robinson to come back. We need to get him reps. We need to get him in shape if we want him any start of him starting in the week 1 matchup against the Chiefs. Because right now, who's going to play the left tackle position? Josh Wells, Will Richardson, Cedric Ogbuehi? You never know. So I want Cam Robinson to be back so we can perform at the left tackle position and just get him some reps, get him in shape, and get him out there. Now, another player that is on kind of a reserve list is linebacker Jake Ryan, who we signed over from the Green Bay Packers in free agency. He's actually on the active/non-football injury list, where apparently he suffered some kind of setback non-related to football. Doug Marrone would not expand on that, but I was expecting Jake Ryan to have a pretty decent role for the Jaguars in 2019. I was expecting him to compete with Leon Jacobs at the strong side linebacker spot. The guy has a lot of playing time in the NFL. Got a lot of stats, a lot of tackles, just a lot of playing time. I thought he would have been a valuable asset to the Jaguars. And I would have, if he was in here healthy, I probably would have pinned him to start at the strong side linebacker spot. But with that, he is not going to be reporting at the beginning. And from what Doug Marrone said, it looked like he might be missing some time. Now we kind of took care of the injury list and holdout list, stuff like that. Let's go ahead and go into some storylines. I think some main storylines are obviously with the rookies. I think each rookie has their own unique story. Obviously, first-round pick Josh Allen, who fell to our last with the number 7 overall pick. And with Josh Allen, he's just got tons of potential. And with Yannick Ngakoue holding out to start the year, he's going to be getting a lot of reps. So we'll see what happens with Josh Allen, and I'm excited about him. Right tackle Jawaan Taylor. Jawaan Taylor, I project as a week 1 starter at right tackle, because you look at the competition around him, Cedric Ogbuehi and Will Richardson. I just think Jawaan Taylor is far better than them. I think Jawaan Taylor is, a lot of people see him as, this big run blocking mauler, but he's actually very good, very technically sound. He has great feet, and he's very light on his feet, and he's just, I think that he's going to be a really good player for the Jaguars, and they really got a steal out of him in the 2nd round. So Jawaan Taylor is going to be an interesting story, especially with both of our tackles right now. Big time question marks with left tackle Cam Robinson. How soon will he come back? How strong will he be coming back? Or right tackle Jawaan Taylor. Tackles are a big important part of any kind of football team, and those are a couple big question marks for the Jaguars. 3rd round pick Josh Oliver. We have been wanting a receiving threat at tight end for so long. It looks like we finally might have one in Josh Oliver. So He's going to have to really catch up to the speed of the NFL after spending his college career at San Jose State, playing in a weaker football conference on a really bad football team. So Josh Oliver, he's really been lining up everywhere in the slot, inline blocking, even back at the fullback kind of position. So he's been all over the place. He's going to have to catch up to the speed of the game. I remember offense coordinator John DeFilippo said that he was having a little bit of alignment issues, which is, if you're putting this guy all around the field, his head is swimming. So, I expect this guy to really put on really in the second half of the season. But to start the year, I'll be really keeping an eye on him in the preseason. Another guy is linebacker Quincy Williams. There's, the weak side linebacker position is wide open. And Quincy Williams out of Murray State, a guy that not many people had really heard of. But, he's really just a headhunter. He's a very hard hitter. He's a pretty exciting prospect. Just haven't seen much college tape of him. So he's another guy, a small school third-round pick that has his own unique story that might be starting week 1 for the Jaguars. Raekwon Armstead, running back out of Temple. He's a similar running back to Leonard Fournette downfield. He's also played a lot in the shotgun, which is what Nick Foles is really good at. So, he has played in kind of a zone run scheme, so he could be a very good asset for the Jaguars. You don't see much out of running backs in training camp, but really preseason, once you're actually able to tackle to the ground, that's when we'll see the most out of Raekwon Armstead. And quarterback Gardner Minshew, the backup quarterback position, is always the fans' favorite position on the team. So, we'll continue to keep an eye out on, Gardner Minshew as the backup quarterback for the Jaguars. So the next kind of storyline is really just the aerial attack for the Jaguars. We've seen the Jaguars have a good defense in years past, even a good run game. They led the NFL in rushing in 2017. But really the aerial attack is something that the Jaguar fans are just really desperate to see. And, with our shiny new quarterback, Nick Foles, at the helm, we're all very excited to see what he has, both Jaguar fans and Eagles fans. I heard there were some Eagles fans repping Nick Foles jerseys out at the training camp practices today. So, Nick Foles, what will he bring to the Jaguars offense? We will see. But also with the wide receivers, who's going to emerge as the best wide receiver on the Jaguars? D.D. Westbrook is the most proven Jaguar on the team, and I'm excited to see what he has going into year 3. Also, DJ Chark, he was a second-round pick for the Jaguars. Got tons of upside, tons of potential. Tall guy. I believe he's 6'4", 6'5". He's got blazing speed. So, DJ Chark, will he emerge as really Nick Foles' deep threat? We've also got guys like Chris Conley, Terrell Pryor, Keelan Cole. What does he have to offer? Will he have a bounce-back year in 2019? A lot of exciting things going on at the wide receiver group. I don't think it's a very weak group, like a lot of people projecting it, but I think it's got tons of upside. And also with the tight end position, I alluded to Josh Oliver earlier. We also have Jeff Swayman there. Are any of these guys going to really emerge as real pass-catching threats? We'll see. The new quarterback will really round up the aerial attack, and this is one thing that you can really see in training camp, and I'm going to be really looking at during the preseason. So really the last thing I want to go into is just the competitions around camp. The biggest competition I see is really at the right tackle spot, between Jawan Taylor, Cedric Ogbuehi, the veteran that we signed over from the Cincinnati Bengals, and also Will Richardson, our 4th-round pick in the 2018 draft, to miss all of the 2018 season on the IR. So those are some guys I'm going to be looking out for, but I think Jawan Taylor will ultimately win this spot, and Jawan Taylor was getting first-team reps in his first practice today. So, and you also go over guys like the weak side linebacker position. Obviously, with Telvin Smith sitting a year out, we have a competition at the weak side linebacker spot. That's going to be between DJ Alexander most likely and Quincy Williams. Najee Good is also a guy that could compete at that spot. I honestly see probably DJ Alexander starting the year at the weak side linebacker spot, but I think later on Quincy Williams will get his opportunity. I just think that the jump in play from what Quincy Williams is used to and going into the Jacksonville Jaguars in the NFL. Like, I really think that it's going to take him a little bit of time to crack the starting lineup, but I do think that he will eventually. And also at the Sam linebacker spot, the strong side linebacker spot, a lot going on with the linebackers. Leon Jacobs is the overall favorite to win this. You can also look at guys like James Onawalu as potentially, competing at that spot, but I would expect Leon Jacobs to win this strong side linebacker spot. So, yeah, that does it for my preview, guys. 2 weeks from today is the first preseason game against the Ravens. So excited, guys. The NFL is here. When the NFL is here, everything is better. There's nothing better than football than really just, we have college football on Saturday. We've got the NFL on Sunday. Not only do we have our teams, the Jaguars playing, we also have our fantasy teams. Victory Monday, when you go into work on Monday, is just so much sweeter in the fall. So I'm very excited. Hope you guys stick around. If you guys enjoyed the video, the best way to show me is to like the video for me. And also be sure to subscribe to the channel for future football content. And with that said, I will see you guys in my next video. Go Jaguars. This is UC at Jaguar with JinJag.com. And I'm out.